So, just a quick update before I get into the video. I'm just letting you guys know that I've received an email and my new PC is on its way, so I'll be able to start editing videos again and be able to make better content going forward, so yeah. So today's video, I want to tell you about a time in my life, little story about how at one point in my life I was getting picked on by someone at school. I was about 15 years old. I'd known this guy for a few years. He was a dickhead, an absolute dickhead, and I mean a dickhead. Never got on with him from the day I met him. He were always weird, like unnecessarily like a dickhead. And yeah, like I remember it was in the year below me at school, and I remember every time I'd walk home from school, he lived near me, so he'd always walk across the road from me, but we'd always walk the same direction. And I remember I'd always be walking home by myself or with one of my friends or something, and he'd always shout over shit like, you know, just typical really annoying like petty teenage shit like, "Oh, Josh, you fucking gay, you," and you know, like dumb shit like that. And it just really got on my nerves. The guy was just a knobhead, and it was annoying. And this went on for a while, because when I was younger, I had a much higher tolerance for bullshit, and I didn't like confrontation. I didn't like, I wasn't very good at standing up for myself. But I want to tell you something about this. I want to tell you what I did eventually, and how this applies to if you might be getting picked on or bullied by people. And so basically, long story short, something happened with this guy, and I think something happened, and one of my friends who I were pretty close with at the time, he got pretty annoyed with that guy, and he had a bit of a grudge against him. And obviously me, I had a grudge against him as well. I really did not like the guy. And me and my friend decided that the next opportunity we got, we were going to jump him after school. Now, before I get into this, I'm just going to say that I don't condone this type of behaviour. I don't regret it because the guy was a dickhead. But, you should never, unless you absolutely have to, don't resolve your problems with violence, and certainly don't catch people unaware. Like, don't just creep up on them and just start attacking them, because that's not right. You don't want to go assaulting people. It's not a good way to live. But yeah, that's it. That's eventually what we did, and we walked home from school, and he was there with his friend. I was there with my friend, and I think we confronted him a little bit, and next thing I know, my friends just start swinging for the other guy, and I just go for the guy that were harassing me, and I ended up fucking punching him on the forehead, and you could hear it from about a couple of meters away. It was a pretty hard swing, and I ended up breaking one of my knuckles as well. So that was fun. I ended up having to go to the hospital and like get my hand X-rayed, and I ended up breaking my knuckles, so that was fun. But what I learned from this was you should always stand up for yourself. And I didn't do it in the most mature way. I didn't, I could have handled it a lot better, and I shouldn't have resorted to the violent approach that I resorted to. But I want to tell you what happened afterwards. This guy that was constantly harassing me, constantly bothering me, I don't know if he had some sort of like jealous vendetta against me or something. I've no idea. The guy was just really weird, and he just had something against me. But as soon as I did that, he never bothered me again. He wouldn't even make eye contact with me after that. And I only hit him once, and I don't even know if I hit him that hard. I was a skinny guy, and I don't think I had much weight in my punch. But the guy never bothered me again. He wouldn't even look my way. Like he was scared to even be near me. And one, that shows just how weak a lot of bullies really are, because I think they do it on their own insecurities and so on. And they find targets to, lash out against. And obviously, once you stand up for yourself, you kind of put that person in their place. You kind of show them that you're not to be messed with. And that's why you should always stand up for yourself, whether you're the biggest guy or the smallest guy. Now, I'm not saying you always have to take the violent approach. If you can, use words, use your words, because there is no point getting into a fight that you don't need to get into. And always use violence as a last resort, and, preferably it's in self-defence. But yeah, this guy never bothered me again. And, the moral of the story is that you should just stand up for yourself. Because bullies, at the end of the day, they're weak people. People who pick on you are not picking on you because they actually are superior. They're actually not. And even if you do take the violent approach, for example, which again, I do not condone, but if you do, even if you get into a fight with this person, and even if they win the fight, the fact that you stood up for yourself, the fact that you put up a fight, even if you put up the shittest fight going, even if you only got a few punches in there, that guy who picked on you is going to think twice about messing with you again, because you've shown yourself to be someone who's not to be messed with. You have established that boundary there. And when you stand up for yourself, people take you more seriously. And, people who think you're a target no longer think that. And like this guy, in this case, he never messed with me again. And I've probably not seen him for years, and if I saw him again now, it'd probably shit his pants. I'm not going to lie to you. Well, maybe it wouldn't. Who knows? But yeah. So yeah, you should always stand up for yourself. Never let people walk all over you. If you if you have to resort to violence, which should always be a last resort, I need to make that very clear. Don't go assaulting people. And yeah, just stand up for yourself. And that's pretty much all I'm going to say. So I hope this video was valuable to you. If it was, be sure to leave a like, a comment, and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed that video. That's all I'm going to say about that. Bye.